Welcome back, SethBling here. Today's video is about block update detectors, or BUDs, and specifically I'm going to show you some really compact designs. What prompted me to make this video is that I was trying to create designs that didn't use Piston quasi-connectivity, which I'll talk about in a bit if you don't know what that is. I was trying to make some BUD designs that didn't use that feature, and I came up with some really compact designs. Now it turns out there are some designs on the Minecraft wiki that are very similar to the ones I came up with, but I still thought I'd make a video about it because I don't think that they're very commonly known, and the wiki also isn't updated for use with the Redstone blocks, which can make the circuits a little bit more compact. So first, let me just make sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. A block update detector is a contraption that uses pistons or other mechanics to detect block updates. So a block update can be something like either just detecting when a block is placed next to the piston. So if I put a block next to this piston or remove it, some redstone fires, and we can see this torch turns on. So if we want to get a redstone output from that, we can. So placing or removing a block is a block update. If you step on redstone dust and it starts glowing, that's a block update. So you can see the piston fired here. If you start smelting something in the furnace, you can see the piston fired here. Tilling soil or drying soil will cause a block update. Eating cake, when an anvil goes from undamaged to damaged or whatever. All these things cause block updates. There's more. And so basically block update detectors are a really good way of basically making redstone circuitry around things that you can't normally detect with regular redstone. So let me talk about the designs that I've done here. And I'm going to show you 3 designs that don't use piston quasi-connectivity. And again, I'll get to that word in a minute. This one is 5 by 2 by 1. It's 5 wide, 2 tall, and it's 5 long, I guess, 1 wide. And this one doesn't use any sticky pistons, so that's pretty nice if you don't have access to the goo. This is the active block, the active piston, I guess, and again we have that torch over here that outputs the output signal. And this design is really nice because you can encase this in a wall, and you can have this here, or you can encase it. You can have it like in a floor by doing something like this, and all you can see is the piston there. So this is nice, and you can make it one shorter if you want. You just have to make this one a sticky piston. You take out a repeater, and that's the only difference here. So this is my new favorite design, I believe. It's 1 wide, so that means it's easily, you can put them next to each other like this with just 1 block of separation. And it's just very easy. Usually you want the output of the block update detector somewhere on the other side, so you can do something with it over here. That's really nice. And it's just very compact. It only takes up 2 by 4 by 1. It's only 8 total blocks of space, which is very, very compact. Here's another 3 by 3 by 1 design, and this is the active block here. And so this one is shorter. This block here is a sticky piston. This one isn't. And here's what it looks like from above. So this design was pretty much on the wiki. There was just a torch underneath here rather than the redstone block. And then similarly, you can build this in a similar way, and you can look on the Minecraft wiki if you want to see that. But using the redstone block, you can make both of these circuits a little bit more compact, which is really nice. Okay, quasi-connectivity. What do I mean by that? Most of the people who have used BUDs before will probably know what I'm talking about when I say quasi-connectivity. It's the idea that the piston here, when deciding whether or not to extend, looks for power from a block up and to the left, or 2 above it. So let me show you where the blocks are that I'm talking about. So if, oops, if any of these 4 blocks, or I believe this one, gets powered, let me pull out a lever so I can show you. I think this works, right? Yeah. So what we can see is when I turn this lever on, the piston, if it were to check if it, okay, it's a little bit difficult to explain. When the piston wants to check if it should be powered, it's going to check this block, but it doesn't have anything telling it to check. So that's what a block update does. That can be, again, either placing or removing a block, the smelting, the redstone, or any of that. So that's why it's not extending yet, even though it's receiving power from this. Once I place a block next to it and it checks, then it gets that power. Similarly for any of these blocks here, same thing. So that's up and to the left. If I do this one, let me get it to retract. So basically the idea is you're changing the powered state of the piston without actually updating the piston itself. So here are some block update detector designs that take advantage of that. And these are I think more commonly used for whatever reason, but they're actually less compact than the designs I just showed. So for instance, this one here, we have the active piston right here. And so the way this works is it takes advantage of the fact that this is powered right now, but this is not extended, so any block update is going to cause it to extend. This is another design. So this one here is 3 by 3 by 3 tall because of this redstone dust is 3 tall, and because it needs that space to extend the redstone block, it's 3 wide. So then this one is 4 because it needs space for that redstone block. 4 wide, 2 tall, 2 long, or whatever. And this is the block that's powered right here that the piston looks for the power. Now, one cool thing about this one is you can turn it into a toggle bud design by just toggling by turning this to a 2-tick repeater. And what that does is every time it receives an update, it's going to toggle the state of the bud. So if your output is right here, you can see the redstone turns on every other block update next to this piston. Now, one of the problems with this kind of design is usually there isn't as much space available. It's harder to hide all the circuitry with this. You might need to put this in the corner rather than up against a wall or on the floor. Here's another really cool block update detector design. This is just a regular piston, not a sticky piston, block of sand. There's another block here and a pressure plate on that, and then the boat. And so it works on the same principle as these other quasi-connectivity buds. So it's called quasi-connectivity because this block and this block are connected, but only kind of, and so that's what quasi-connectivity means. Anyway, I didn't actually explain how these over here work. I just wanted to make sure that you knew what the quasi-connectivity was, because that's the mechanic that it seems like most buds that people use rely on. These designs over here work based on the fact that a piston can't push another piston arm. So what I'm trying to say here is if you have an extended piston arm and a block here, this piston can't push because, whoops, didn't mean to break that. This piston can't push because there's a block in the way. So if I try and power it, it's not going to be able to push. Now if I depower this, this will be able to push, but it doesn't have anything telling it that it should check again if it's able to. So that's where the block update comes in. And so that's how these compact designs over here worked. You can see this redstone dust is on from the redstone block, which is powering this block. So this piston, if it receives a block update, will try and extend. What happens is it pushes this block, which basically it causes this piston to push back, and then it repeats the cycle. So you kind of have to look at it in slow-mo if you want to see how it works. But when this is getting powered again, this piston's trying to push, but this piston's extended. Oops. So that's a principle behind this. The same thing over here, only the two pistons are perpendicular. And So you can see this piston is extended when this piston receives power again. So yeah, I mean that's basically how it works. But yeah, these are some really compact designs, and actually I think this is going to be my new go-to bud design because it's just very compact and very easy to use. You can put them next to each other, you can hide them in walls and everything. So anyway, I just wanted to make a video on block update detectors and kind of the most compact designs that I know and how they work and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully learn something, and thanks for watching.